Okay, I have Youri Deblanc, Ken Crater here with me today. We're gonna go over the amazing season Youri Deblanc had with the Old Birds this year in Belgium. How are you doing, Youri?
Great, great. Thanks, and nice to see you guys again. So it has been a while, but okay, good that we have Zoom so we can see each other. Thanks for this call. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything okay here?
good. Ken, how are you doing?
Oh, good, good.
We visited Youri a year ago, a little over a year ago, and it's one of the nicest collection of pigeons and one of the nicest guys in Belgium there. We really had a good time meeting you and so it's fun to see your results. We've been following along on Facebook and on the KBDB website, and so you've had an incredible season. Old Birds is now. Let's give the people an outline of what's going on in Belgium. Old Birds is just finished. Uh,
Yeah,
Now the young birds are competing exclusively, right? Is there
exactly.
any old birds going on at all?
No, well, in fact, there are still some young old birds basket on the races of the young birds, but it's considered as less important, let's say. All championships are also done, and there are no long distance races anymore. It's only middle distance race for the old birds. So main focus is young birds now. Yeah.
So let's recap the old bird season for you. And also, I want to say I'm bouncing around here a little bit, but you have a YouTube channel, and
Yeah.
and on your YouTube channel, you were taking everybody along your journey as far as what you were up to, how your birds were doing, how you were preparing, and not many not many pigeon fanciers that are racing at the national level would do something like that. So it's really special that you were able to do that and to show people. Not a lot of people want to show everything and talk about what they're up to. So I really enjoy your YouTube channel. Um, People need to go and check that out for sure. What is the name of the channel?
It's Youri Deblanc, the Blanc pigeons.
Okay, we'll post it down in the
Yeah.
description too.
Unfortunately, I don't always find the time in the season to do this. But now with, let's say, I take a couple of weeks of holiday now, and in September when I'll back, I will do some recap on the season and things I learned and lessons learned and things like that. But during the season, it's quite challenging to have the channel up to date, let's say.
Yeah.
But okay, we do our best.
Well, I think everybody that has seen it has enjoyed it, and it's a lot to learn. And let's start at the beginning of Old Birds for you. And Ken, you jump in anytime you have a question, but let's talk about the beginning and kind of move in from there.
Yeah. You want me to describe a bit, Jeff,
Yeah,
or
yeah, because
yeah,
for those that don't know, we've had you on before. We kind of went through your history and how you got started, and you had a
yeah,
period of time there where you weren't getting quite the results you were looking for, and you made some changes. And your goal is to be at the top of the national rankings. National results. That's what you're playing the game for, and you were able to do
yeah,
that this year in a big way. So, um,
yeah,
yeah, let's talk about the beginning of that and prepping for it and going from there.
yeah. And so, like in let's say ending 2023, we took a bit of restart, starting with our youngsters also to race national races. And so last year that paid off. Let's say on the most difficult long distance race, I got the first national on Bergerac with the Yearling, and also the third and the fourth national. And so for me, it was a bit this year interesting to see how that group of 2023 and 2024 and the system of the national races would come up in 2025. And I must say, I was also helped by the spring this year. So we had a quite decent spring. And as all my birds are during winter and springtime in aviaries, they were already quite early into a decent condition. without me doing anything at all. And I started from the first week onwards. I even started to win speed races. So I won my first race, which was 70 kilometers. I won that already. Also, in the beginning, those races were already quite challenging with the headwind, sunny, and so on. So let's say perfect preparation for my birds. And I kept them in the aviaries until the first week of May. So the whole month of April, all my old birds and yearlings were raised from the aviaries, day and night. They were in the aviaries. And then from May onwards, I started to put them during the night into the loft. Because then, let's say, it's only 3 weeks away from the national season. And I got in May 2 very hard preparatory races, which was Orléans and Vierzon. Normally, I'm never in the first 10, 20 provincial, but on Orléans, I was already 7th provincial of more than 10,000 birds. And then the week afterwards on Vierzon, with a very strong headwind, I got a lot of birds in the top 100 against more than 10,000 birds, which shows to me that let's say the preparation was okay and that my birds were in good condition.
What are the distances that we're talking about for those stations?
Orléans is about 340 kilometers, and Vierzon is about 420 kilometers. Yeah. And so I'm just checking. For example, on Orléans, in the club, I won, or it's Vierzon, I won first, second, third, fifth, and so on against more than 400-500 birds. Normally, these are races which are not really my specialty, but because of the weather, because of the condition they were in, I already got a great result. I have it here. I took first place, third place, fourth place, fifth place against more than 440 birds. And my first bird was also the 7th provincial of more than 10,000. And then the week afterwards on Vierzon, I had a lot of birds also clocked in the top 100 against more than 10,000 birds, which is already for me quite unusual. And I think also for my colleagues, because they are not used that I dominate speed and middle distance races like that. And it was really a bit domination, because if I got the first prize, I at least got 7-8 birds in top 10 or top 12. Which was okay for me, because not only I had early birds, but the rest was also following. And then at the end of May, weather was becoming less good. So we had the first national race, Bourges. The week afterwards, Argenton. These were races with less good weather. And then I took the decision to not basket them and to keep them, let's say, at home, and to focus fully with the whole team on mid of June onwards. And then I did something which I never did in my last, it's now 11 years I'm racing, or 10 years I'm racing here. So I basket them on 6 weeks' time on 5 long distance races. I never did that. So I basket them mid of June on La Souterraine, which was 520 kilometers. And it was a very hot day, more than 30 degrees. Week afterwards, I did Tulle, 600. Week afterwards, I did Limoges, 600. Weeks afterwards, I did Souillac, 670. Then they got a week rest. Then I did Libourne, 730. And then I did Tulle, 600 again. And so they were really, within those weeks, let's say almost every Wednesday basket. And on Saturday, they got races between 8 and 11 hours of race. And I must say the team did incredible.
And that's 350 to about 450 in that range of miles. Just for
yeah,
people
exactly.
watching that don't know, I always have to. I have a chart, so I always have to look.
Yeah,
But so you really felt like it was a challenge that you wanted to take on, and your birds are ready for it.
yeah. Also, in the beginning of the last 2 years, we got the idea if the weather is challenging with headwind, good weather, we participate no matter what. If the weather is tailwind, cloudy, more than 1600 meters, not for our birds, we don't participate. So, but in those weeks, it was almost every week headwinds and quite heavy weather. So yeah, we said, okay, let's do this. And I must say, yeah, it was amazing to see that the birds, it's like they became better and better. You also see that in my result. So the first La Souterraine, I took already 14th national and several birds top 100. Then the week afterward, it was Tulle. I took 8th national. Then Limoges was a bit more or less heavy. But then Souillac, for example, was a really tough race, more than 10 hours and a half. I basket 21 birds, all birds, and 20 of 21 flew national prize.
Wow.
And they were, yeah, it was amazing to see that. And I took, yeah, 4th national, 8th national, 9th national, 10th national. And that was one of the most heaviest races. And then the week afterwards, there was no race, so I kept them home. And then the week afterwards, they went to Libourne, which is 730 kilometers, also 11 hours race. And there I almost got first national. I took third national, and also several birds again in a top 100 national. And I got a bit the impression that it's a feeling that the other birds of other people, they suffered and they went a bit backwards. And mine, I got the impression, came better and better with the more harder and harder races. So yeah, and as long as they kept coming home in a group, like my old birds, yeah, I didn't got any losses. They almost won all prize. I had specifically one loft with 14 male birds on it. I think on Souillac and on Libourne, all of them were clocked in top 500 national.
Wow.
So yeah, it's amazing to see that the old birds, but also the yearlings did very good. And I won 6th national championship long distance of Belgium with them. So you have
Congratulations.
to, yeah, great. I even won. I also started to participate in extreme long distance, and there I got, I think, 18th national champion of Belgium in a discipline which normally I don't participate, but I basket on Pau, Barcelona, Perpignan, and so on, and they also showed up. So I also was classified in that championship. Yeah, the only thing which is a bit, let's say, pity is I got a very good bird, which was very good on difficult circumstances, and he won the 10th national on Souillac after 10 hours. He won 3rd national on Libourne after 10 hours. But the last race, Tulle, was tailwind. And I knew already with tailwind, first of all birds were clocked at the end of Belgium. Yeah, but I knew up front that he wouldn't do it. So I missed, let's say, the ace bird competition on long distance with Tulle. But he classified, I think, 16th national ace, which is still
Incredible.
of thousands of birds. I think there are more than 100,000 birds competing in that competition. Yeah, so that's the only thing which, yeah, that would be the real cherry on the cake, let's say, if he would have been classified or showed up. And a bit the pity was on Saturday when they normally would release, it was headwind, but the weather here in Belgium was not good. So they postponed till Sunday, and I knew already up front with this heavy tailwind, yeah, he will not make it. And indeed, he came, too late, in fact. But okay, you can't win them all. But yeah, it was a great season, and certainly the experience to see them week after week coming home in a group and each week clock top national birds. That's the reason why we do this passion and this sport, right? Yeah.
Yep, you gotta have a little luck involved too. You gotta have good birds, but you need luck. Have the right weather conditions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know that when my birds have to do a heavy tailwind, first of all, where I'm located here in Belgium, I don't have any chance to win at all. That's already a first thing. And secondly, yeah, I see that my birds are not selected also at that weather. So they are not in those conditions, not a lot of use for me to basket, in fact. Yeah.
Well, I see what you're saying there, but it's pretty incredible, and I think it says a lot to the family of pigeons that you have, that you can compete
Yeah.
from the sprint, middle distance, greater middle distance, all the way to Barcelona. If your birds can do that kind of range, that says a lot. That's most, a lot of guys in Belgium specialize in certain distance,
Yeah.
they only play in certain races, but for your birds to be able to do what they're doing at any distance, all the way to Barcelona, that's an incredible accomplishment that
Yeah.
not many people would even attempt. I don't think.
Yeah, and I just must say, of course, that my 3, 4 year old birds are not those who win on the speed races anymore. So you see that once they are 2, 3 years old and they have done several 700, 800 kilometer races, the year afterwards, they don't win anymore. However, what I notice is that they still win 1 out of 10 prize. And what I also notice as the birds who win on Barcelona or on Po, which was a very heavy race, they only came home the day afterwards at noon. That the hen who performed 3 or 4 weeks ago on that heavy Vierzon, she was also winning 120 out of 10,000. So I don't believe that birds for extreme long distance don't have to show already their condition in the early season. They don't have to win first prize, but they have to show their condition and they have to win a decent prize already. Otherwise, you can forget it. And for example, the bird that won the first prize on the speed race of 70 kilometer, later in the season, he won 4 times top 100 national on 700 kilometers. So yeah, you have to see in the beginning of the season they have condition or not. And I believe personally, if you don't see that in the beginning of the season, you never get that right anymore. Then you have to start doing antibiotic stuff, I think, or other stuff, and then you fail. But yeah, so the start of the season is important, and then you have to keep them ongoing. And in my case, end of May, I kept them a couple of weeks at home more because the weather was not good. But as they already got a lot of kilometers preparatory races, that's not a problem as well.
And what
Yeah.
what are you doing to keep them in such good condition during the season? Is there anything in particular that you point to and say this is really a big deal? This is a big part of it. Is it the feeding?
Yeah.
Is it products, or is it just good loft ventilation? What do you think it is?
Well, I think first of all, it starts with the loft itself. I told you I made aviaries, big aviaries before my lofts because I don't have a lot of time, so I cannot clean the loft a lot. So they were in those aviaries from January until beginning of May. So protected, so there is a shield before it, so they can enter wind but not too much. So a special curtain, a green curtain. But I think they already got, if conditions are okay, and this spring it was okay, they have already a basic condition because they are in the air 24 hours at 24 hours. And then I gradually do a lot of things at the same time. So from May onwards, I start to show them their hen in the case of the old widowers. In the case of the yearlings, which are played on total widowhood, after the race, they start to come together. And I gradually build that up. So after a couple of weeks, I show longer. After a couple of weeks later, I show a nest bowl. A couple of weeks later, I darken a bit. So motivation is built up.
Yeah.
And also, I think what I also did very well in the beginning of the season, I gave them good food. A lot of people were still thinking like other seasons. Yeah, we give them diet mixture and things like that. But I thought, okay, the weather is already quite challenging. They have to train as well a lot. So I started to give them mid-March already, let's say, the season food. So they had enough reserves from the beginning of the season to cope with the challenging circumstances in April and May, and also to keep and build still up the reserves during the June-July national season. In my opinion, it's not scientific, but they have a reserve of energy, which you have to fill on a long-term basis. Once in the preparatory races, you start to take away from that reserves already, you can forget about the season. And then, so I have a mixture which I give daily from mid-March onwards. And then let's say from mid-May onwards, I started to add gradually during the season more and more heavy fat mixtures on top of that. Yeah. And then even the last weeks for Souillac and Libourne, I changed even a bit to a more long distance mix. So I really want them to train well, which that did, but then they have to have good food. And I think people, and there are other opinions, I know, and you have to feel it a bit. If the whole preparatory season is tailwind at 1600 meters, that's another season. Then you can go for diet. But if in the preparatory, like Vierzon, which I mentioned, 400 kilometer, they were already 6 hours in the air on a preparatory race with headwind. Yeah, then you have to think and say, yeah, with diet, I will not make it. Or you can make it, but you already let them put into their reserves. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, you pay cash and you lose them. That's also the reason you hear a lot of losses during this season. And I'm now very honest, I lost 3 old birds out of a total of 40 old birds where I started with. And I did Barcelona 1000 kilometer, Po 900 kilometer, Dax 900 kilometer. I did 6 on 7 weeks, 700 kilometer, 700 kilometer with my yearlings. And I didn't lose a lot of birds. And I think it has to do with adapting yourself to the flying hours and the preparation. And then during the season, I added more and more heavy food, and they kept on training also. What I also did, I told you also when you were here, when Ken and you were here, I have cut back on the products because my friend who is helping me is a chef. He's not a pigeon fancier, so it has to be a bit easier. But the last weeks, on top of the amino acids and protein we give in the water, as we do from mid-May onwards, I also gave them individual pill of protein, animal protein, on Saturday evening during when they were arriving. After half an hour, each bird who arrived, I gave one. And on Sunday morning, I stood up at 5:30 and I did the same. So I wanted to be sure that on the protein, they were immediately, certainly in the last weeks with Souillac and Libourne, they had sufficiently protein to recover. And in fact, that was about it. For the rest, we didn't have a lot of time to give a lot of things because they were there at Saturday evening. We immediately separated the birds because we didn't want them to lose energy with their hen. So we want them to recuperate directly. So on top of the normal procedure with amino forte and the protein and the drinking water, we immediately, certainly the last week, started to add individual protein as well. And then with the feed, build up. So on the feed and the products, that's about it. We also gave them nuts supplementary. So that's, so I said the motivation. We did the feeding. I also lightened them. So beginning of July, progressively, I prolonged the days, which allowed me to give them more feed. So, for example, third week of July for Souillac, I knew it was a heavy race. My lights were on at 5. They went off at 11:30. I could give them feed tomorrow at the morning at 7, at noon, in the afternoon, and at 10 o'clock in the evening, I gave them again food. So I kept them eating. That's also important. Certainly, if the weather is hot, they tend to eat less and less. Yeah, then you have to find ways to keep them eating with a bit of other food, a bit of nuts, a bit of candy seed, morning mixture, things like that. So I think my friend and myself, there were days we gave them 6 times a day food. Yeah, and always put away the food. If you keep the tray there for one day, so we kept them eating and training also. So that's also important. And with the lighting, we could prolong the days and give them more times feeding. So that's about the feeding and the lighting system, which is also important, I think, for the vitality. And then on the medicines, we kept them tricho-free, of course. So each 3 weeks, we gave them an individual treatment against trichomonas. And each 3 weeks, we gave them coccidiosis. In my opinion, trichomonas is not that important anymore, but people tend to forget coccidiosis, which is the gut and the intestines. So I want to be sure that they don't have any coccidiosis, because then the food doesn't or loses its value because it's not consumed as it should be. And then I treat them 2 times against respiratory. And there I did it before basketing. So I see mainly that, let's say, mid of June and then mid of July, if you basket that many times, certainly if they had already a couple of times east wind, in my opinion, it's impossible to not correct for a couple of days. So if somebody tells me otherwise, I tend not to believe it. If you basket perhaps 22 times in a season or 25 times, to give 2 times 3 days antibiotics doesn't seem any problem for me. So, but I tend to do that if they basket them on Wednesday. I do it then, for example, on Sunday afternoon, Monday, and Tuesday, and then 1 month later with another product on Sunday afternoon, Monday, and Tuesday. And I had to do it 2 times, but I judged that myself. I think for the hens, to be honest, I did it 3 times because the hens had a bit more difficulty than the males. But if you see they are not fully clean in the head anymore, I think it's better to correct 2 or 3 days than to let it fall down until a way that you can never recover anymore. So that's what I did in summary, Jeff.
Yeah, and that's similar to what Ken's having to do with his course in Louisiana. Is you can speak on it better than I can, but the increasing of protein as things get more difficult and tougher and longer distance.
I think it's about recovery, Ken, and building up energy with fat. Yeah.
Exactly. And I hear some of, you hear some guys that want to go feed light and go to diet coming back from a race. And I just get to me, that's so wrong. And it is exactly what you say. Once you lose that reserve tank, you done on the next hard race.
Yeah.
And I see a lot, and that's basically is understanding what feed does and how to feed it. Is that you have to have you got to keep your muscle. Number one, they losing muscle during those hard flights, so you have to maintain that, or you steadily and your guys that you saying decline every week. That's probably why they're not feeding
Yeah.
correctly.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, if you feed them, of course they have to train. If they don't train at home and you feed them a lot,
Oh,
okay, then you have a problem. But if you let your birds train 2 hours a day and they fly 700 kilometers each week, they cannot grow fat. That's impossible. So yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
right, Ken. It's the problem of many people that they feed too light. Yeah.
that's one of the things I tell
yeah.
guys, new flyers, is there's not a set schedule on how you feed
No.
because you have to adapt.
Yeah, yeah, it's about flight hours. It's not
Hmm.
about distance. You have to think about the flight hours.
Exactly.
Like last week, Tule was 600 kilometers, but they were home at 6 hours. That's an easy race. But if Tule is 600 kilometers and it's a very heavy race, they can also do 10 hours, and that's another race. And so
Yeah.
you have to think about the flight hours and not about the distance. That's important. Yeah.
Whenever you're going to basket your old birds, do you put them in your hands and evaluate them that way before they go in the basket?
Yeah, yeah. It can be that a bird which is not fully as I want, and I already see that a couple days before, I don't basket. And I wait until, so I said, yeah, I didn't lose many birds. I think it also has to do with the fact you don't have to be stupid as well, and always basket all birds
Yeah.
without any looking at it.
Right.
So one of my best birds had very good race on Limoges, won top 100 national. Then a couple of weeks later, Valence, which is very tough race, normally not for this region. So he won 17 national, and then suddenly he had a setback. I took 1 month before he recovered. Then I basket him on Libourne, and I think he won 150 national. So yeah, you have to be alert on your. So even despite the system, sometimes one bird has something which you cannot explain. So you don't have to basket, or for sure you will lose those birds. That's for sure. Yeah. So yeah, but I evaluate them, and on Sunday morning I always check how is the respiratory doing, how are they feeling, are they still silky in the hand. I don't release them on Sunday because I want to spend some time with the family, but on Monday I want to see them train again, and if not, yeah, then you have to think, okay, what will I do, not do. Pigeon racing is in your head. You also both know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think best fanciers are also smart fanciers. So yeah, and I during the season, which is for me June, July mainly. Yeah, for me, there is not 1 minute in my head. I'm not thinking what I should do, not do, better do, and so on. Yeah. But okay, it's only 2 months.
You said you had some of the birds that did well for you. Do you want to bring them out?
Yeah, I will show them and give some explanation.
Sure. Ken, do you have your earbuds?
Yes.
I think your mic might be better because it goes through the earbuds. You sound a little bit quieter.
And so I don't know if you see, but this is one of my best old birds. It's a 2-year-old bird. I will show it his wing, but you see he's already a bit in molting. So as a yearling last year, he performed rather normal, let's say, just enough to keep him. He showed, I think, on 2 races his class. One time he won, I think, 150 national. Yeah? But his sister, his nest sister, was one of my best hens last year. She won 11th KBDB on 7 middle distance races. And was the only bird here of the area which was classified. So she was 670, he is 669. And he started, let's say, winning in the beginning of the season top 200 national prizes. On Limoges, also on that Vierzon and Orléans, he was there, but not top. Then on Tulle, he won already 150 national, on Limoges a bit later. And then on Souillac, which was one of the, I think it was the heaviest long distance race of the year, Souillac, he won a 10th national. Yeah? And I also saw him coming home. Yeah, nothing happened. Eh? It was great to see that bird. And then 2 weeks later, he won 3rd national, Libourne,
Wow.
which is 730 kilometers. And so, in fact, he's 16th ace, I think, KBDB long distance on 3 races, but he's also classified in top 25 on 4 races, and I think even on 6 races. And he's part of the Loft, where all my male birds won top 100 nationals. That's an incredible Loft. If you come back once, I will show you. There are guys winning, I think this year 4 times top 100, another one 4 times top 75. This one is on, the other one which I show is on. So, but yeah, so I hoped he would fulfill my dream, and my dream is still to win first national ace long distance. So he had to win on Tulle again, a top 10 national race. Yeah, but I already, when I saw they would postpone on Friday, I already knew it. They would postpone. I already knew he wouldn't win it because it's typical a bird that wins when the conditions are a bit tougher. And his father is Eagle Eye Julien. And Eagle Eye Julien is also the father of first national Bergerac of last year. And so Eagle Eye Julien gave last year first national Bergerac, and this year this guy. And his sister is also 11th ace KBDB bird. So yeah, incredible line. Yeah, and I don't know if you see it well, but it's a top bird. In hand, it's one of the most nice birds I have. Always in condition, always in good shape, training good. Yeah, the guys you want on your Loft. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Perfect white wattle. You can tell he's in great health, very alert.
Yeah.
Just shining, beautiful pigeon. I have his pedigree here, and like you said, Eagle Eye Julian, which for those that aren't familiar, if you go back and watch our previous where we got to know you and learn about you, Julian is your foundation bird. This bird you're holding here, 669, is a grandson of Julian.
Yeah, exactly. And his father, Eagle Eye Julian, was also a very good racer. He won 4th national Limoges, 1st provincial Limoges, and so on.
That's against
Yeah,
almost 10,000 pigeons, 4th national
yeah,
Limoges, his father.
yeah. So and he is doing this again, and his nest sister also. But now I put his nest sister on the breeding Loft because she was, yeah, on 7 middle distance race, always in the 36 national in the zone.
Wow.
And was the only bird of the whole area classified on 7 races. So she very smart bird, and he also couples strength to it. So it's a 2-year-old bird, so he's still on my racing loft. So I hope next year he repeats his season this year. Yeah. And then I will show you. So it's also a half brother of the first national Bergerac, but I will still race him 1 year. And I'll show you my best yearling. So my best yearling is a GP, Jean-Paul. It's a smaller bird. So he and another bird, the other bird, but I didn't pick him, is out of Prince Julian. But he and the other one won together the 6th national championship of Belgium long distance. And they were always arriving within 10 minutes together. So if he was coming, I always said to my wife, yeah, the other one should come. And then 10 minutes later, the other one came also. And they repeated that several times. Yeah. So he is
Go ahead.
GP. GP, his father, is a brother of Super Julian. Yeah, Super Julian was the 5th best bird of Belgium on 2 long distance races at the time. And his mother is a hen of Yearling Rosiers, who you also know very well. As you know, Yearling bought once at Pipa auction a bird of mine, and he won 4th national Argenton. And then the year afterwards, we have exchanged some birds. And one of the hens, GP is a heavy, yeah, he's an aggressive bird, also on the loft. And so, yeah, I coupled the brother of Super Julian to the hen of Jelly. And yeah, it's the first youngster out of this. So on the very tough Vierzon, he won already 30 of more than 10,000 birds. Then on the very tough Souillac, he won the 4th national. Problem with GP is he's always sitting more than 1-2 minutes on the rooftop. So he should have had the 2nd national, but okay. Yeah. It's a character bird, so you don't have to touch him, or I think he's gone. He's away and saying, "I come back when you leave me alone." I think so. we just let him sit on the roof and kept him alone, and then yeah, he came in. So he won 4th national Souillac. Then the week on Libourne, he won the 90 national, and then on Thule, he won the 63 national, which is for me. The 4th national is an exceptional performance.
Yeah.
But it was my weather. The 2nd or the 63 national Thule was exceptional. I never had a bird winning in those conditions top 100 national. So he won, I think, with those 3 performances. He was the 22nd best bird of Belgium, or 25th, I don't know, of Belgium. He's ranked on the top 25 long distance of Belgium with that. It's a late bred, so he's only born in May and didn't have any experience as a youngster. So yeah, it's a natural talent, this guy. And as you can see, he's not only acting quite aggressive, but his head is also, yeah, you cannot
looking
hold him.
around always.
Yeah. But also his eyes are spectacular. I don't know if you
Absolutely.
see. It's a top bird. I love this bird. So I called him after my father-in-law, who his lucky number was 57. And he has 57, and that's why my wife said, let's call him Jean-Paul.
Jean-Paul.
But I said, let's call him GP for the friends. So we call him GP. Well, it's a great bird. He was raised on total widowhood, and I move in on my VIP loft, the whole loft with top 10 and top 100 nationals. And there was one place at the top still for free. And I thought, okay, with all the other guys who are still there for 1 year, he will never have the chance to take it. After one day, GP was there, taking one of the other hands and taking that place without any problem. So yeah, that's yeah, natural talent. So yeah, so he's for next year also on the racing loft, together with his friend, the son of Prince Julian, that won together, and some other yearling birds who did very well. I think in total, in the top 250 of Belgium, I ranked, I think, 14 or 15 yearling birds in the best 250. So those will be for next year, together with my old bird team of this year, the basis. So I have very good hope, but of course every season has to be raced. But my team of all birds now is all top 100 national winners, several top 10 national winners in it. My third national, Bergerac, he won the fourth national. The other one, the third national and 10th national. So yeah, I have chosen also very good widow hens for them. I can also breed youngsters from them and raise also the youngsters next year.
I
So
remember
yeah,
I remember seeing that when Rogier's had an incredible pigeon crossed onto the Julian family, and
yeah,
I'm happy to see that not only did you have success with Yella's crossing Yella's birds into yours, but one pigeon in particular from Yella is Clever William. And when I was watching, I was at Yella's house watching a race in 2022, I think it was.
yeah,
Really warm conditions. It was probably it was 90 degrees. I don't know, maybe that's 30 Celsius, something like that. But it's a
yeah,
warm day, and his first bird was a child of Clever William, and I think Clever William birds seem to like tougher weather, warmer conditions. So you take that,
yeah,
and Yella has his line, this Queen L line, and his pigeons kind of go back to certain birds, and you take that prepotency of the Rogier's birds, you cross them into the prepotency of the Julian family.
yeah,
That cross seems to really connect and click, and I think that's really exciting because Ken and I both have Clever William
yeah,
pigeons, plus obviously birds from you down from Julian. So that's something we should definitely do, Ken.
yeah. And I must say, I had three birds from Yelly. It's the first time, yeah, and I'm just saying like it is, and I don't want to offend somebody with that, but it's the first time that I have bringing in a new line with immediate such an impact.
Yeah,
Also, the other two, there was one son of Pullman, which I crossed with the daughter of Crack Julian with Louise. I had three brothers. All three did great. Unfortunately, one was injured and came home very injured, but the other one also raced several times top 200 national. And then out of a third bird of Yelly, I think I've got one bird winning the 30 national La Souterraine, for example. So I must say, and what you say, Jeff, makes sense to me as well. He has a bit also selecting his birds the last years on headwind, heavy weather. He's the only one in Antwerp who is doing that. Also, I think all the other ones are speed guys. And I don't want to offend, but it's the case. I'm also selecting on that weather. He has a family, I have a family, so probably that's make it's matching easier.
right.
It's also my thinking, like you say. Of course, it's a bit luck as well, eh? But I see it also on my youngsters. This weekend it was Orleans, which was quite a heavy race. There were 1,000 birds in the club. I won 7th, 8th, 11th, 12th, and so on. And again, there were quite some combinations in the first 50 birds, in the result. So yeah, I have good hopes that I have perhaps finally found a line which matches fully with what I want to do. Let's see. So in September, I will go to Yali's house to see what we can further do.
Heck yeah, that's how you do it right there.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. And I told you guys also, and in 21, 22, I got a bit less results because I had to do too much inbred, and I didn't find the right pigeons to cross in. So yeah, hopefully now I'm this This goes like this also next year and the year afterwards. That would be an amazing addition to me. And on top of that, you also know him. It's a great guy. He's honest. He's straightforward. I think I'm also like that. So we get along. That's also nice if you can do it with people like that, where you have already a good relationship with. Yeah, nice. Yeah,
Well,
great.
and Pullman was 11 hours on the wing, I think 500
Yeah,
miles. So
yeah.
that's the type of bird that needs to go into your family, and you guys have something really special with that combination, I think.
I think so too. I hope so at least. And you also see it on the birdside bred from the son of Pullman with the daughter of Krak Louise. Man, these are bodybuilders. It's incredible. They
Yeah.
have a shoulder. I think it's 2 centimeter thick. It's
Wow.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw Pullman when I was at Yelly. Yeah, I was impressed. I know how he won his ace title on the Libourne race as well. And then I think you also know what the crack Julien pigeons are. So you can imagine those crossing together.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Strong.
It's firework.
Yeah.
That is.
Ken, take over.
I
I'm gonna step to the restroom real quick. Ken, go ahead. I'll be right back.
yeah, yeah.
Yep, that's good. Yep, y'all two class guys. I'll see. Just to expound on what you said, but y'all both, and that's what I appreciate about both of y'all. You can take. There's not many guys I would order birds from over there just taking their word on it, but y'all are two that what you say they are, that is what they are. And that's how you said it's nice doing business with somebody like that you can trust their word and you know what they say is what it is, and that's a
Yeah,
good thing to have.
yeah, and also Ken, of course, if you go somewhere, not all birds are good ones. We all
Oh, right.
Yelly breeds bad ones. I also breed bad
Oh,
ones. You have to
definitely.
have a bit of luck, but okay, you have the feeling that somebody wants to help you. I think that's important.
Exactly.
And also in the advice, why would you tell not things? It's finally, yeah, you have to give everything you can and condition and thinking and so on. But yeah, it's quality about the birds or not.
Yeah,
You can
sure.
you can feed, motivate, sleep with your birds all what you want, but if you don't have good ones, it won't work, right? So
All right.
it's quality about of the birds, which is certainly on long distance. It's, all that matters. That's it. They can do it or they cannot do it. It's that simple
Right.
or that.
No,
Yeah,
that is. That
yeah,
is. You have to have quality stock for sure. Right.
yeah. And yeah, you want to look for better quality always. You guys are
Yeah,
even coming to
and that's
Europe
what
to do
we
that.
doing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, that's what turned me on with you because I think a lot of the conditions you like in your bird's favor is what I fly here.
yeah, yeah. I know.
That's
Yeah,
why I think your style of birds. That's why, and I think I've bred. I'm sitting on probably 11 babies from the hens and cock I picked up. So I'm really looking forward to this young bird season to see,
yeah,
how that's going to translate into South Louisiana heat and headwinds, and really looking forward to it.
yeah. I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. You also had a daughter of Croc Julian with Louise, I think. Eh?
Right.
I
Yeah,
I think it's the nest sister of the
yeah,
birds I'm talking about
yeah,
with the Pullman. Yeah, I have
yeah.
to double check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever you had sent me the results of what she had done, and I was looking at the pedigree, and I was like,
Well, it's not a given
"All
certainty, but
right,
you have more chance at least. Yeah, and
exactly,
here in the club, a lot of people are complaining also about the results and so on. But yeah, hey, perhaps they are lying in their couch during winter while we are looking for additional quality. Yeah, perhaps that's the difference also. Yeah.
right, right.
There's always going to be people complaining, no matter what.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah. that's a bit, yeah, but okay. We do what we do and we enjoy what we do, and that's it. Yeah.
So we've recapped an incredible oldbird season. One thing I wanted to ask you is, what is the distance for you on Barcelona? Because that for people that don't know, that is about as long of a distance as you can race for.
I think here it's 1,060 kilometers, I think. Yeah. Yeah. And I basket two
700
birds.
miles.
Yeah, and I basket two birds, and what I'm telling you can verify on the result. And it was the day that Limoges also arrived, and suddenly I see two birds coming, two of Barcelona together. So I a race of 1,060 kilometers, and they fall at my loft within the second.
Wow.
That's
And it's
Yeah.
impressive.
So
you.
people thought I didn't open my entry spot or something like that. The stupid man,
All
he
right,
didn't open
right.
it, so they only said no. Of course, I opened it, but they came together.
Right. That's good.
Yeah,
And looks like there was 5,819 birds basketed for it, and they were 707th and 708th national.
yeah. Was not that early, but okay. It was also not my best birds.
Well, I
Uh,
think that's an incredible
yeah,
performance, especially it's something new, right? Something new to try.
yeah, yeah, exactly. On two other extreme long distance races, being Po and Agen, I basket also good birds. So on Po, I got 150 national out of two birds. So she came, I think, at noon. So they released the day before at morning. So at noon. And same bird won also a decent prize on Perpignan, which is 930 kilometers. So she did it two times. And then on Aachen, I really basket three good birds. And two brothers won, I think, 50 national and 200 national out of 6,000 birds. And those were two sons out of Star Julian. Yeah. Two brothers, yeah. And then my third nominated bird won also a decent prize, and that's how I won the marathon long distance championship, the 18th prize, I think. Yeah, yeah, because I didn't race them all. I didn't race Marseille. I didn't. So yeah, but yeah, but they have to have some experience. So you don't have to do that with 2 years old birds. I do that with 3 or 4 year old birds mainly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yori, whenever you stop working and you're just going to do pigeons full time, it's going to be really scary what kind of results you get.
No chance. I just got promoted at my work, so I have to work more than before even. But I
See,
also, to be fairly honest, I respect people doing this for a living, but I couldn't do it for a living, to be
Oh, really?
honest. Yeah, I also love my job, uh, and I love to do it with, in May, June, July, and then the other months I'm a bit less. What I also like a lot is breeding. I like racing, of course, if they come home early. If not, yeah, you can be pissed off at the moment, but okay, that's being a winner, I think. But yeah, to do this for a living, 12 months, I wouldn't, I couldn't do that, to be very honest. Yeah. No.
that, and Jeff, it sounds like he's needing a good loft manager. I'm gonna throw a couple names in that hat for him.
Yeah, we'll move over there.
Yeah, always welcome to do. I think on the old birds, with the two of us, we are doing okay,
Oh, yeah,
but we have
absolutely.
to put too much focus on the old birds, and we neglect a bit the young birds. That's a bit a problem. Okay, the results are not bad. We, like, for example, this weekend, we had, I think, 7 birds in the top 25 against 1,000, which is not bad, but we could do more on the young birds, but yeah, you have to choose a bit. So if you have a young bird loft manager in your mind, you can always send them over. You just have to be a nice guy, like to drink a beer from time to time, and that's it.
Well, Ken, I think we need to book our tickets to Belgium. I think we've got a job opportunity right there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
of course. Yeah, it doesn't pay that good, but there's always Stella beer or Val beer in the fridge, cold. We do quite some barbecues, and if we go basketing, we go eating pizza all the time. So
All
that's
the time.
other advantages.
Right, right.
So it's
And
fun. That's and it should be fun. It's still a
Yeah.
hobby for us.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we need to cover from this past old bird season for you? We went over a lot of information there, but just incredible results competing at the national level, and it's exciting to
Yeah.
see because we got to be there in person to see your operation, and as I've told everybody that asks me, your colony of pigeons was one of my favorites, especially the way they handled and. As busy as you are, you have a small operation as far as your breeding goes, but you're busy, you have a small operation, but you're still competing at the top of the race sheet at your club and competing at the top of national. I mean, it's just so impressive, and that's and congratulations again on such an incredible bird season with your results. So.
Thank you for your kind words. That's really motivating and nice to hear. Yeah, if I would ask something, perhaps we can all pray next year for a hard summer again. Uh, I, I just the last thing I checked. So the last 2 years, 24 and 25, we had 4 long distance races more than 10 hours. So 4. On one of the 4, I only basket 2 birds this year on Cower. But on those 4 races, I won first national, third national, fourth national, seventh national, eighth national, ninth national, and 10th national. And I clocked more than 80% national prize. So I think I only have to pray for a very good summer next year, and then hopefully once my dream will come true and I will win Ace Bird, that's the only thing I can do and continue as we do, and that's a bit about it. And if it's not a good summer, okay, then it is what it is, right? We cannot
Right,
control
right,
that, so let's pray for that.
Absolutely.
right.
Well, the son of Crack Julian and Luis that I have is an incredible pigeon, very dominant, as you already know. He's a dominant bird. He's has a lot of
Yeah.
personality. I can't wait to, fly his youngsters, and I really appreciate the quality that you sent me, and I know Ken has super birds from you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Are you
And
still?
so,
I still owe you, Jeff Hen. I didn't forget about it.
uh,
So
thank you.
coming up your way.
All right.
I think you will be happy. Yeah.
That's exciting. I mean, that's like Christmas to hear that,
Yeah.
right.
I will. I will. I'm in holiday for 2 weeks, but if I come back, I will take a video. You will. I think you will be happy.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping it's not confirmed yet, but I'm hoping June 2026 to come back to Belgium.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of what
Would
I'm
be
thinking.
nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Would be
thinking.
nice to see you guys again. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ken, if you want to put that down on the calendar, that's what I'm trying to work out, doing something like that.
Right,
I
right,
wanted to go. I want to go every year, but I can't do
right.
that.
I
But
understand.
yeah,
With
hopefully.
family and so on,
Mhm.
I can imagine it's challenging. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's either I go back every couple years or I just have to move to Belgium. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to figure
Right.
that out.
Yeah, and honestly, I can also told me I should come to you guys also, but I
Exactly.
problem is a bit I have a family with 4 younger children. I work already quite hard. My wife also. Yeah, if I'm now telling her, hey, I'm off for 2 weeks to the US alone, I don't think my my bed will be at the same place perhaps when I'm come back. I don't know. So I have to convince her once to take holiday with me and
With
then
you,
some
exactly.
pigeon stuff at the same time. So
Right.
I hope next year we can plan that. I would come over. That would be nice to see you
That
guys
would
also.
be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would be good.
Well, good luck with the rest of the Youngbird races. Ken and I have our Youngbird races starting up in about a month. I don't know about you, Ken.
Okay.
Maybe in
Yeah.
about a month for you guys, but we're gonna have our schedule set here in the next week or so.
Well,
And we have
yeah.
eight races this fall. So we're still hot here and humid, but it's gonna hopefully in the next couple of weeks start to cool off and get our races underway in about a month. So we're kind of about to start. So we're excited here. So.
I wish you both all the luck. That performances are great. But I already followed a bit. The old bird seasons you both have was also very good. So
Yeah.
yeah, young birds will be the same, no?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
We hope.
hopefully. We we will follow.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Youri
Yeah.
Deblanc, Ken Crater, thanks for joining me, guys. It's always fun to
Take
talk
care.
to you.
Yes.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I always enjoy it. And if anybody wants to reach out to you, maybe they want to try to buy a pigeon from you or ask you a question, what's the best way to go about that, Youri?
Yeah, I'm available through Messenger with Facebook and my Facebook page, which is the Blanc Pigeons, Youri Deblanc, the Blanc Pigeons, or WhatsApp. It's also possible. I always try to answer. If I have the time, it can take some days, but I always try to answer. I think
And
to help everybody.
people should definitely go and subscribe to your YouTube channel because it's great. It's an inside look behind the scenes at one of the guys racing at the top of the national races. So people should check that out. I'll post a link in the description of this
Oh, great!
for
That will be
your
helpful.
channel, and people should
Yeah.
definitely go subscribe. So, okay, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Let's do this again in the
See
future.
you,
And,
Yuri. Yes,
more
sir.
success.
And
All the best.
good luck with the young bird races.
Yeah. All right.
Bye
Thanks,
bye.
guys. Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks. Yo, bye bye.
Later.